Hello, everybody, and welcome to our 20-minute live masterclass, New Prospect Pipeline. My name's Jane Baylor, and I'm founder of the Smart Connector, a boutique brand marketing and business growth consultancy that helps sector experts achieve the growth and success they deserve. So this masterclass is for sector experts and service providers as well who are struggling with the boom bust revenue roller coaster. And that's when you have a good month followed by a bad month. And the reason for this is you lack a predictable and consistent pipeline of inquiries. Now, this is the problem that we're going to tackle head on today so that you can become empowered for the growth that you want and need. We're on a super pacey schedule today, so we won't have time for questions. However, feel free to add any comments you want in the chat or reach out to us afterwards and we'll schedule a call to see how we can help and support you too. Okay, so let's get right into it. Looking forward to this. Achieving a pipeline of new prospects may seem like the missing piece of your puzzle, but it's actually much more than that. It's the puzzle that most business owners are simply not able to solve alone. Clients are the lifeblood of every service-based business, so the number one thing most founders want to know is, how do I get more clients? And the next thing they want to know is, how can I find higher quality clients who have the resources to work with us? And after that, they want to know how they can do it in less time and without the costly mistakes or time-wasting traps they know how easy it is to fall into. So that's going to be our focus today. You'll learn ways to generate a consistent and predictable flow of exactly the right clients for you without having to hustle all day, rely on referrals, or network until you're blue in the face. We're also going to look at an integrated, smart approach to prospecting that's based around our Triple C HyperGrowth pillars of success: connect, create, and convert. You'll learn how to connect with your prospects through a message to market that resonates with their deepest pain points and desires. And you'll also learn where and how to connect in real time and the best approach for your season and type of business. And you'll discover how to attract the right people while repelling those who are the wrong fit. Finally, you'll learn how to establish your authority and credibility up front and make your dream prospects reject others who are also pitching to them and prioritize you instead. Now, if you're here, the chances are that many things are in place for you already. You have a great product or service and impressive history and experience. You love what you do. You have a track record of success and a warm and engaged network. And you're doing all the right things. At least you think they're the right things. You're posting on social media, you're networking and building relationships. And when you're in front of people, you excel because you're a people person. They love you every time. And that's why you're selling your services, because you're good at relationships and you actually care. You're a purpose-driven entrepreneur and you're also driven by your values and you're passionate about the impact you make in the world. Here's a painful truth though, no matter how good your product or service is and how practiced you are at selling it, your business is going to underperform unless you also have an effective system for generating high caliber prospects in place as well. So let's get into how to do this. Now, the first thing we said we'd look at is how to generate a consistent and predictable flow of exactly the right clients for you without you having to hustle all day, every day, rely on referrals or network until you're blue in the face. And the reason I mention these things is because when my clients come to me, that's the exact thing that most of them are doing. They've usually been taking advice from multiple sources who love to tell them about what's worked for them. And here's the problem with this. When you're listening to advice from lots of different people, you'll end up running around like a headless chicken because they'll all be doing different things and they'll be telling you you should be doing what they're doing too. Of course, it's only natural to seek advice from your peers, and no one wants to spend money by engaging an expert like me if they don't have to. The problem is, unless you've spent decades in a marketing environment, you don't know what you don't know. Just like someone who appreciates art but has never been to art school or spent all day, every day for years working at their craft, you'll think that what you're doing is fine because to your untrained eye, it looks just like what the experts who are also succeeding are also doing. The problem is the devil is in the detail. It's those small differences, the subtle ones that give you the edge. And that's one of the things that we want to help you gain by being here today. Now, you really don't need to hustle. And here's why: people love to buy, but they hate being sold to. So think about the difference between walking into a party and spotting the most beautiful person you've ever seen. They carry themselves with grace. They're dressed immaculately. You find them irresistible, mysterious, and gorgeous. You can't take your eyes off them. You keep glancing across to see what they're doing and who they're talking to. You hope they notice you, and your brain is going into overdrive, working out ways to approach them and get them to engage in conversation with you. And as you're doing this, someone else comes up to you and starts talking to you, and they keep following you around. But to be honest, you don't find them very interesting or attractive. And so you try to make a polite excuse and get away as soon as you can. We've all been there at times, right? However, everywhere you go, they seem to be there too, popping up with another boring comment, interrupting your conversation, getting between you and the person you're trying to talk to so they can drone on about themselves again. And that's what happens when you hustle hard. You'll get into conversation with people, but they won't value that conversation. And all the time they're speaking to you, they'll be looking over their shoulder, metaphorically speaking, to see whether someone more interesting is standing behind you. So, the first thing we have to address is this: we need to package your service for success so you don't have to hustle anymore. Work on that perception of you as more unique, interesting, and valuable than others who do something similar. It's basically the equivalent of dressing to kill. Develop your inner and outer confidence and story so that when you strut into that room, you turn heads and people say, "Who is she or he, and where has he or she been all my life?" Packaging also means that you turn your service into a product. And the huge advantage of this is that people will always prefer to purchase products rather than services. Most of our everyday transactions involve products, and the process therefore feels much easier. Products have clear and well defined features, which simplifies the decision making process for buyers. Services, on the other hand, are variable and they're dependent on factors like the vendor's expertise or a specific situation, which means they're more likely to be perceived as complex and challenging to buy. You're introducing friction from the word go. In other words, there's a barrier to purchase, which of course is the complete opposite of what you want to achieve. Being intangible, they also require more effort to market effectively, meaning that you'll have to look to indirect methods such as third party testimonials or case studies to communicate your value, and you'll have to rely on them. Packaging provides options and limits decisions, and this improves the selling environment by removing the barriers to entry and making it easier for people to buy. So think of it like this. Many of the world's best restaurants have a limited menu. You may be asked to choose between the meat, the fish, and vegetarian option, which you know will all be delicious. And you may want to pick a couple of starters or sides to complement them. But if you just turned up to the restaurant and they asked you what you wanted instead, your enjoyment of the experience would fly out the window. The onus would be on you to come up with the menu ideas. And if you're going to do this, you may as well be at home and cooking for yourself. You're there because you want a break from making those decisions. You want to feel cared for through handing over that responsibility to someone else. And that's exactly what packaging your service does for your clients. And that's one of the first things we address in the Ideal Client Success program. There's a method and a process for packaging your service in a unique and compelling way. And also, as people by people above all, we need to package you too. Your history, your background, the things people say about you and how they say it, how you talk about yourself, your tone of voice, the words, the images, and the stories that you choose. Are you bold? Are you exciting? Are you safe? Are you different? Can you immediately grab your dream prospect's attention and hold it so they can't wait to come back for more? So, before we get on to the lead generation and prospecting, we do need to do this. And we need to remember that although prospecting can be a tech driven pipeline, like any form of sales, if the product itself is weak, your impact will be lost and you won't win. Get your message to market and offer right, on the other hand, and people will buy it all day long, even if you never hustle or chase people at all. Okay, so that's why hustling harder is not the answer. Now let's look at referrals. And this is something I frequently discuss with my clients because referrals are considered the holy grail by many B2B business owners and consultants. And of course, they do work. Many people have acquired clients through these methods, and often their entire business was built around them. You have to work your network, of course, to get those referrals. And most important of all, you have to do great work so people rave about you to others. But since you're here and watching this, I'm sure that this isn't an issue for you. Delivering great work that you're really passionate about is a given, right? Now, here's the problem with referrals. Referrals are generally coming from your warm network. They're built around people who already know, like, and trust you. But when you rely on those peer acquired referrals to build your business, you're getting a second hand fit. In other words, they may not be the type of client you need to grow your business in the exact way you want. It's common when businesses are getting started just to be grateful for anyone who wants to give you money. However, when you're moving to that second phase where you're off the ground and you want to scale, you need to revisit that and be really, really specific about who you want to work with and be willing to reject those you don't. And the referral game doesn't allow for that. What happens if you rely on networking, on the other hand, is that you'll get the odd bit of business here and there, but it will be patchy and inconsistent. Working your network is actually different to networking. And in that respect, and if you're a fan of networking, I advise you to choose your events carefully and don't overdo it unless you're getting the opportunity to host or speak rather than just blend in with a crowd. So, networking and referrals can be a bit of a trap in that, yes, you'll make money and keep the lights on, as it were, but really you need to be more strategic and intentional than that. If you want to take your business to a new level of growth, you'll have to master the art of marketing and selling to a cold audience. And this is not just B2C. This is also important to B2B. That's business to business, where you have a business offer that you're selling to a business audience. And that's exactly what we're going to look at now. Most expert service providers, so that's coaches, consultants, or anyone in the help industry, as it's called, are busy trying to develop a client base through LinkedIn. The problem is, all the social media environments have exploded since a few years ago, and particularly since the pandemic, and LinkedIn in particular is very saturated. With a billion users, it recently reported an average annual revenue increase of 26.4% year on year. If we analyze that data, what that means is that over the last 4 years, users have increased by 100%. And to put that in context, that's 500 million new users. And most of those are on there looking to sell their services. And that's why it's very difficult to attract inquiries through posting alone. It's really hit and miss. And in this respect, it's crucial to understand the difference between outbound and inbound marketing. And this is basically the push versus the pull. You'll need both to work in alignment with each other for your business to grow. So let's also look at outbound marketing and think of this as you knocking on someone's door. You'll need a proactive campaign of outreach, which can be automated if you're looking for a higher volume of clients. Channels can be ad-driven, or you can use automated messaging systems such as email or social media inboxes to reach people at scale. Now, the idea that automation is somehow inappropriate for that purpose is just a bit silly. People get this impression because of all the spam messages that are flying around constantly. And also, there's a myth going around that the social media platforms will ban you for using automation, which is absolutely untrue. When you use automation, which is really just the quality, it's just a technical toolkit to deliver your message to market. It's the quality of your message that will be amplified. If it's poor quality, you'll get aggressive pushback or be completely ignored. A high caliber set of messages and carefully thought out, timely sequences, and no one will question your use of automation tools or even really spot them. They may think your message seems on the generic side, and because of this, you may have to increase the volume of messages and connection requests sent compared to a more personalized manual form of outreach. The bottom line, though, is that as long as your messaging and sequencing is strong, automation works, and you can and you will acquire clients through it. And make sure you book a call with me or a member of my team if you want to find out more. Another approach to prospecting, which is more suitable for B2B business owners looking for 5 and 6 figure deals, is account based marketing, a strategic approach to business development in which an organization targets and communicates with businesses in certain industry verticals as if they were their own market of one, developing layered relationships throughout the organization in order to build trust and goodwill at every level. Now, this, of course, can start with an online relationship, but we do encourage our clients to take these relationships offline at the appropriate time, as there's nothing more powerful than actually sitting in a room with someone and absorbing their body language and physical presence, and they absorbing yours in turn. And again, we can discuss this approach in more depth if and when you jump on a call with us. The truth is, there are many methods to develop a new prospect pipeline, and one size doesn't fit all. And that's why Ideal Client Success is a strategically led program that's all about you, your offer, your message and route to market, and your goals. We have a range of entry points, including our popular group coaching program, Ignition, our 3 month Kickstarter sprint, and our flagship 12-month accelerator, which takes you and your business on a transformative journey of growth. Prices start from just £97 a month, so make sure to book a call if you'd like to find out more. Our goal is to help you win, win, and win more. We like our clients to stay with us for the long term so that we can support them through different phases and seasons of their journey. Later on, you can also join our brand CEO program, where you'll develop your authority, build your visibility, launch and sell a book or a podcast, get paid to speak, and feature on mainstream media. We also offer an exciting range of done with you and for you marketing services, including our popular by application only Chosen First funnel system, which enables you to build your business on autopilot. It's the system, not you, that does the heavy lifting of know, like, and trust in the early stages, so that when your prospects show up, they are already excited about what you do and ready to buy from you and only you. So that's it for today's live stream. I've really enjoyed spending time with you today, and I'd love to hear about your business, your goals, your dreams, your struggles, and see if we can add value and take you to the next level of growth. Make sure to book a call, reach out to me on the social media platform you're watching on, or drop me an email at jane@janebaylor.com. And you can also visit my website, www.janebaylor.com, to find out more. I've really enjoyed spending time with you today. Thank you so much for listening in and watching, and I hope that we speak again soon. Thanks. Bye for now.